Not late, but later. 8:30 is the tip-off tonight in Dallas against the Mavericks. I guess it's 7:30 Central Time there in Dallas. And so the pregame will begin at 8 o'clock tonight here on MMS. So be listening for that. And, of course, there's only a couple of days left in November during which you could use the promo code TURKEY for 20% off at CLE Clothing Company. You could use it today. You could use it tomorrow. And then come Wednesday, there'll be a new keyword that will get you 20% off all through the month of December. What better month to gift the gift of Cleveland than the month of December with CLE Clothing Company? No shortage of Buzzard merch, Cleveland items near and far, near to your heart. Yeah, suitable for casual or formal wear, I assume. And there will be a new promo code for you starting Wednesday that you'll be able to use all 31 days. November hath only 30. One extra day in December. November felt long.
It felt very long.
I don't know why. October felt fast. November felt long. December will feel even shorter.
Yes. Holidays.
Holidays.
That's my guess for the word.
Oh, holidays, your guess for the word. No, I'm sorry, not holidays. Bill, any thoughts?
Ooh, I'm going to go...
Oh, I have another guess.
Santa.
Cody?
Snowman.
Boy, he went deep. Snowman for...
I was going to guess snow. Just snow. Snow belt. Lake effect.
How about cumulonimbus?
Plank Jackson.
I was at the tree lighting ceremony, and...
Well, first off, jolly will be your keyword for 20% off. What, talking to myself here? Yeah. Jolly for 20% off.
Well, she brought up Plank Jackson.
At CLE Clothing Company, starting in the month of December, which, of course, begins on Wednesday. So all through next month, if you're getting anything for yourself or someone else, CLE Clothing Company, feel free to use the promo code JOLLY, JOLLY. Yes, go ahead.
I was at the tree lighting ceremony on Saturday where they light up Public Square with all the Christmas lights and the Christmas tree.
Mark Nolan hosts that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This year they pre-recorded it, which was very strange.
Okay.
Usually they're like out there. This year it was pre-recorded. I don't know if it's like a scheduling thing because they had Frank Jackson and Justin Bibb, and I don't know if like they just couldn't figure out the schedule, so they pre-recorded.
Was it like the passing of the torch from the soon-to-be former mayor to the new one?
I guess. But it was kind of weird having it pre-recorded because everybody's like, they're like looking at this screen like they're not in this weather that we're in. It was very snowy. It was actually a really fun night, but they had all the roads blocked off around Public Square, and I walked past one of the trucks, and I was like, that's Plank Jackson right there. And the person I was with was like, what? And I'm like, it's a Poundcake thing.
Sweden is perceived to be the butthole of the world sometime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautify your whole, and you'll beautify your soul.
Nice hole, nice soul.
Yeah, words to live by. And so you went down for the tree lighting in Public Square.
Yep, and then went to dinner. And
Do you Uber down there?
No, my friend drove. Mm-hmm. We just parked over. I know I've got a nice little parking spot that's usually not too expensive, and it's like
that was me.
Everybody.
Oh my God!
Sorry, Paul gurgling.
I saw this at Thanksgiving, but it was fun. But like as we're walking there, it's just hordes of people leaving before the tree even got lit because
because it was snow or
no, because they have like 2- and 3-year-olds and they're just screaming because they didn't want to be outside anymore.
Yeah, because it sucks.
Yeah, but it's like it's just so funny because there were still a ton of people waiting for it to happen, but these people that were like trying to make a nice memory with their younger children, and they're just going just snot dripping down their face. And
oh God, I was never one of those kids.
I don't know why people never want to what kids.
The crying
that-
kid?
No, that wanted to enjoy like the snow or like let's go sledding, let's throw
Oh,
snowballs.
you were an indoor cat.
I
It's,
don't like the snow
but
at
it's
all,
rarely
ever.
the kid that wants to do it. The parents
the
want to
parents
give
are-
their kid a memory, but if the kid's screaming the whole way,
Leave.
that's their memory.
But there were kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, my parents dragged me to this dumb tree lighting, and
But
These
there
are kids that were like young enough that they're probably not really going to remember it.
Right.
These are like 2 and 3 year olds that are just.
these are adults that wanted to go and
Yes.
have young kids.
And they thought it'd be sweet to have their kids there, but kids, it's always a gamble. Because there are plenty of small children that made it through the whole thing and had a good time.
yeah.
I spent Saturday was my first full day alone with my boyfriend's daughter, and I'm telling you this.
Why did this happen?
He had to work. So because when they have a holiday in the middle of the week, they have to make it up on Saturday where he works. So he had to work all day Saturday, and so we hung out.
The garbage never stops.
Garbage never
Keeps
stops. 'cause
coming
it's-
and piling up.
Oh,
and then-
come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, she. I'm just learning the differences between being like a fun aunt and being an authority figure, like stepmom role. And it's.
So you're mean to her. Good.
I'm not mean. No, not at all.
Lay
It's
down
just
that law.
that
You make sure she knows.
there's like consequences. Like what I would think it's funny to like punish my sisters if they made me mad, and I'd give their kids a bunch of sugar and then send it back. And now I'm like, I swear to God, if you touch those gushers, like I can't deal with all this sugared up. But it was fun. It was a long day, but it was
This is also
Intense.
cohabitation practice for you.
yes, cohabitation practice. And we woke up. She woke me up at 7:30 in the morning. My eyes are still closed, and she was like, Mary, sometimes my foot hurts and my stomach feels like it's hungry, and that's right now. And I was like, well, okay, I guess we're gonna get up.
Did you
and
start eating your foot?
Right? Did you bite it? What happened? But
my foot hurts and my stomach feels like it's hungry.
and that's right. And she said sometimes those things happen, and it was right now. So I was like, all right, let's get up.
This is
Let's
on a
do some
Saturday.
things. This is on a Saturday.
There's no sleeping in with kids.
Dude, and I was like,
None.
I've spent enough time around my nieces and nephews that like I thought I got it. I don't know. It's just very, very different. And I know I feel stupid saying all these things, learning them for the first time, but I've never had kids before.
You don't have any kids, yeah.
Right. But
And
so
there's
like,
there's no way to manage the clock, by the way. Some
No.
people are like, you know what? I'll put them to bed really late and then they'll sleep in. Nope. Doesn't matter when you put them to bed.
spout up, and
at
they're
7 o'clock.
mad.
Yep, and they're mad.
tired. Yeah.
Hey, do you want to play? Immediately. Let's go downstairs and play.
Well,
No.
because that's what it was. We got up and I was like rubbing, the eye boogers out, and I'm like, all right, what do you want to eat? And I'm like digging through his cupboards trying to find. She goes, I'm not that hungry. I was like, you just said that your stomach hurt and felt
Oh,
like
this
it was
is at
hungry.
his house.
Yeah, I stayed at his house.
I gotcha.
And she was like, oh, you know what? And I was like, what? She like put her head down. She goes, I just said that because I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And like my adult,
She's already working the system.
right. My adult brain is like, I wanted to not yell at her, but be like, you don't have to lie to me. You can just say you want to play. But I'm like trying to find out where do we start reprimanding at 7:30 in the morning, where it's just like you could have said, Mary, let's wake up. I want to play. Because now I'm like trying to scramble eggs with one eye closed because I'm so tired. But
Should have been like, well, you should make some friends then. I'm going back to bed, loser.
what? She's fine.
I had an invisible friend at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still?
Yeah.
All right, I was asking. All right. No, I never had imaginary friends.
I didn't either.
Barely had real ones.
But it's like, I don't know, big steps, man. I have a car seat that's specifically for my car now. Like, it's like a booster seat. And he like bought it and showed it to me. He's like taking me through every step of it where he's like, make sure you do this and make sure you do. I'm like, I can put together a car seat. I think I know. It's like, if you decapitate my child, I'll never forgive you. I was like, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well,
like,
I mean, you do have some ant experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and assembling something, following the directions, whether it's a car seat or not, I've put things together before.
Right.
I can read it and
This
make
weekend
sure it
was just
goes
a
in.
situation where there was no one else to pass the kid off to.
Well, no, it's my first weekend home in like months that I was available on a Saturday because he gets her every weekend.
No, but I just mean this was a situation where, like, it wasn't a niece where you pass them to your
Oh,
sister.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're like, I don't want to deal with this. Go see
Right.
mom.
Right. We
You're,
hung
you're
out.
the mom right then.
Yeah, we hung out until like noon, and then I hit up my friend who has 2 young boys, and I was like, hey, what are you guys doing today? And we played over there for a few hours, and then came back home, watched Home Alone.
Oh, you immediately pivoted to the play date.
Not immediately. I made it till noon.
Noon.
So 7 to noon, I put in a shift.
Yeah.
And then was talking to my friend Ashley. She's got 2 kids who are 4.5 and 6. So, right in her age. And they were playing and tattling. And man, it's just like I have to recalibrate my brain to things that annoy me from adults. Whining, pouting, tattling, things like that. That I'm like, this is unacceptable behavior to be like, oh, you're 5. This is just something
That's all
that
they do,
comes
yeah.
along
Your
with it. Like
brain
this is,
literally is not formed yet.
Right.
Your brain is 5 years old.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So it's that recalibration that has to happen immediately because my gut reflex is please stop whining. I can't stand this.
Yeah.
As if I were talking to one of you guys. You know what I mean?
That's
But I'm
why
like,
adults are so frustrating when they act like that.
right.
Because-
And that's what I'm used to.
Right.
You know? That I can tell people, you're being very annoying. Grow up. Quit whining. You know, where I'm like, okay, this is what 5
I mean, you can
do.
say that to her.
No, I'm not going to be.
Grow up. Quit whining.
Quit whining.
You're 5 years old. Get a job. No, I'm not going to do any of that.
Life is pain, all right? Just figure that out. And yeah. No, I get up earlier than my daughter, but like on the weekends, I pretty much wake up at the same time all the time. But I will hear her. I don't have to set an alarm because I'll hear her walking down the hallway
down, yeah.
to the bedroom.
Well, my kids
And I know I'm on duty.
have in the morning, they had the heaviest footsteps in the world, but at night, they were very good at sneaking around.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like at night, they understood that, like, oh, if we want to get away with anything, we got to make sure that he can't
Yeah.
hear us walking. But when they are in the morning, they just get up and just slamming cabinets. Just it's like I just drove 4 hours through the night to get home so I could actually be home on a Sunday, and they're just like, just yelling at Jay, that's my spot.
Right.
Get out of my. No, we're not watching that. And I'm just like, this is my life. This is fun. I signed up for it.
Well, it was just so fun that there were like moments of like beautiful bonding, and she's so cute and so sweet, and like everything's wonderful. We fell asleep on the couch together, like cuddled up, and it was great. And then after that, when we're getting ready to go to bed and we're brushing our teeth, and she looks up at me and she goes, "What's that on your face?" And I was like, "What, freckles? Like, do I have a zit? What are you pointing at?" She points at both my under eyes. She goes, "Those brown lines, what is that, makeup?" I was like, "Oh my God, like you were so sweet 5 minutes ago. Like, what are you
That's the
doing?"
beauty of it, though, too, is you're like, wow, I never have to worry about where you're coming from.
Right.
Except lying about your foot
To get
because
up
you
and
wanted to play.
Well, and she played it off too when her foot all of a sudden didn't hurt anymore, and she made a show out of the fact that her foot didn't hurt. So like she was walking out like kind of limping a little bit, and then like when we get back to her playroom, she like jumped, and then she looked at me with wide eyes and goes, "Oh!" I was like, "What?" She jumped again, and like she was like, "My foot doesn't hurt anymore."
Yeah.
I was like, "Isn't
I
that
can see!
right?
Praise Jesus!
Isn't that amazing?"
When my oldest daughter was younger, she would if she was playing and hurt herself a little bit, she would do the limp thing.
Yeah.
This is like when she's 8 years old. And I remember one time she was doing it and we were walking back from the playground, and then she heard the ice cream truck and took off. And I go, "What happened to your ankle?" And she just goes, "Oh yeah," and starts limping again. I'm like, "It's all right, you're fine. Just we'll get some ice cream. It's okay."
Millions of Americans, Alan, millions of adults, have an imaginary friend named God. And if you start replacing the word God with imaginary friend, you realize how absolutely crazy religious people are. Well, there you go.
Well, imaginary friends don't send down miracles. I mean, let's be honest.
And by the way, what's about it? It's not now. If you had an imaginary enemy, that's a whole other thing, right?
lot of people
Imaginary
have that,
friends, you
too.
go, huh?
Tyler Durden.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have like an imaginary.
Religious people do, yeah.
Yeah, well, they have but even in a day-to-day life, we're like, oh, everybody's always against narcissists. I mean, they're always like, I didn't do anything wrong. It's just everybody's out to get me.
Yeah.
Has Mary dealt with the "oh God, I can't hear them" scares yet? When it gets really quiet, that's usually.
quiet.
Oh, yes.
That's usually like if you have, I guess maybe with one kid, but if you have
It's
a
more
couple
than
kids,
one, right.
If you have a couple kids, if you've babysitted your nieces before,
Yeah.
babysat, and it gets real quiet,
Like, something's
you're
not right.
All right, there's an awesome Ray Romano bit from years ago about his kids in the tub. He goes, and they're in there in the tub, and it's really quiet, and then all of a sudden I just hear, "Ew." He goes, "I don't want to go in there. I don't want to go in there, but I have to."
Well, it was just, I don't know, it was just exciting. It was like, it didn't freak me out when he was like, "Hey, I bought you a booster seat for your car." And I was like, I was really excited about that. I was like, "Oh, cool. Like now we can do stuff together." And and I was like, if you would have told me a couple years ago.
It would have been funny if Mary had gone out to her car and in the booster seat was strapped in an air fryer.
And then, "Mary, it's Jerry Seinfeld" on the phone.
Yeah. You know how you were hoping that you'd get to open for me at the grog shop?
Me, you, grog shop.
Here it is.
No, it was a cool weekend. We spent a lot of time together, and it was, you feel like you're taking those next steps. And I'm like, if you would have told me this a couple years ago, like, you're going to be excited to spend time with a potential, maybe step kid. And I'm like, yeah, right. I don't like kids, no babies. And I'm like, this one's pretty cool, though, Like, things that I thought would have freaked me out are, like, exciting me. And I guess I'm growing up. I don't know.
All of other people's kids suck. If
Yeah.
you have one of your own, or if you're exposed to one regularly. If it's the spawn of someone you care about, you go, all right, well, I'll either figure this out or, you know.
Right.
But yeah, other people's kids, ain't no time for that.
Right. Shut your kid up. And then now I'm like, it's okay, honey. No, cry if you need to. Don't look at them. Forget everyone else in this Target.
Cry it out. Works for me.
I cry all the
Go
time.
ahead, do it. I learned it watching you.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, good.
Mine too.
Nobody died.
No, we were great. We had a great weekend.
And I'm not saying this is going to happen
No,
to
go
you,
ahead.
but it makes everything. I mean, I stayed in my stepkids' lives, but I also dated a woman that had a small child, and so like to this day, like her daughter asks about me because we live together.
Yeah.
And so like you're not just breaking up with the parent, you're breaking up with the kid.
Right.
And that's a lot. So like, and I know you guys are taking this slow and you're building a relationship, but it just it adds to the weight of the whole thing.
Right. Well,
which is why you got to take it so serious.
When we first got together, that was a big part of it, where he was like, I have a kid, and I was like, yeah, I don't want kids, and blah, blah. So like, I didn't even meet her until we had already been together like 5 months or something like that. And that was the second time that we dated. So we've definitely not rushed anything.
See, my stupid ex-wife. like the fourth time we hung out, we were just like picking up kids, and that was just her life. She was a single parent, so like there was no that like if I wanted to spend time with her, it meant that I was going to meet her kids pretty quick.
Yeah,
and so they became a part of the relationship very quickly, and then you fall in love with the kids, like real quick, and so that was part of like.
Did that make her mad when you fell in love with a kid?
Well, I mean, not like that.
Not
not romantically,
okay.
but I taught all
We're gonna have to break
kids,
up. You shouldn't have introduced me to your kids. I'm so sorry.
But I do remember helping her move, and this is probably like the second or third time I had met the kids, and they just kept standing on the moving truck on the ramp. I'm like, guys, I know you're small and you don't understand what's going on, but this is the absolute worst place
it's the only
for
place.
you to be standing while I'm carrying all the heaviest things your mom owns.
Well,
And they're like, huh?
the difference too is that like my boyfriend and I had that talk, when we were talking about moving in together and stuff, and about like what's my role and like what do you need from me, and he's like, I don't ever need you to be her mom. She lives with her mom 50% of the time. Like we need you to be a loving support system, when it's our time together. And I was like, that takes a lot of the pressure off too. When it's like, okay, it's not like you stepped into a full-time dad role.
I was instant stepdad.
Yeah,
and like instant dad basically, because there wasn't like anybody else. I mean, I taught them all how to ride their bikes and do all the these different things that they didn't do because there wasn't anybody around to do it.
Yeah.
So like they still like it was a weird thing where they're very resistant of some of it, but then when they realize like, oh, this is actually kind of nice to have somebody that's around that cares about us, and like they were always hesitant to completely embrace it, but like they were very trustful of me very quickly.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I do respect you, because you stepped into that role and you took it with like pride. I had a stepdad, and he brought everybody down. Like he brought my mom down.
See,
he brought
and that's
us
what
down.
you hear those stories, and it's like, oh.
And I'm not even gonna say that I didn't give him chances. Like even me, I was stubborn. Like I didn't know what it was like to have a dad, so I really couldn't say what I missed or what I was missing. But I gave him chances, and then I saw how he like treated my mom, and then how he would talk to us, and he just had no respect for himself. So why would he have respect for us? He was just like a mooch.
Yeah.
And so we were like over it, and he stayed there for like over a decade. And so I was over it.
Those anxieties are definitely there, where I'm like, I don't want to do something or say the wrong thing, and then like, she holds on to it forever, that like my dad's mean girlfriend said this or whatever, and my boyfriend's like,
they don't hold on to it forever, just for a while.
Well, he was like, he's like, you're way overthinking this, man.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember what you told her 20 minutes ago.
Right, but they do remember how they feel around you.
Right.
So as long as she feels safe around you, but she's going to have those ups and downs where there's going to be times where you are doing something that she doesn't like, especially as she gets older and you guys are living together. She's going to be annoyed by you at times, but that's just part of being a parent too. Mm-hmm. Where, I mean, my kids definitely had times where they were like really pushing back, and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And because you realize it's not even because I'm a step parent, it's because I'm an authority figure, and they just they're going through things as they get older and get more emotional and all the hormones. Ooh, the
Plus,
hormones years are fun.
Plus, if you get discovered in Los Angeles like you plan on, you're going to have that awful, honey, you're never going to see me again conversation.
No. I already have it all planned out. We're going to do all my acting via Zoom. It's going to be completely fine.
It's going to be a still shot of me in a cap and gown.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect.
Just the mouth movement.
Just my mouth.
Clutch Cargo, by the way. Thank you to the people who... I could not remember that old Conan bit. Clutch Cargo was the show they took that technique from, of just moving the mouth in the still photo. We're going to do that Poundcake in that University of Akron video. I've got to take a break. If you want to get yourself... Hey, are you a fan of Shinedown, the band? The front man and the guitarist have an acoustic side project called Smith & Myers, and they're going to play the House of Blues on December 12. So if you're a fan of that band, I'm sure they'll do some of those songs and then some of their own. I'll hook you up coming back here. 35192 if you want to text, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox